Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Mohammad Haroon Ashraf, Chairman of Bahrain chapter of ICAP, and it's great to have all of you with us today. On behalf of Management Committee, I want to extend a warm welcome to each one of you. We are living in a time where artificial intelligence is changing the way we work almost every day. How we analyze information, how we communicate, and even how we make decisions. So understanding these tools is just not a nice to have anymore. It's become essential for all of us as professionals. That is why we are really excited about today's session. We are joined by our trainer, Mr. Saad Usman, who many of you would already know. Saad is a certified Microsoft Office specialist, a certified global management accountant, and a fellow member of ICAP. He brings deep experience in advanced Excel, Power BI, data analytics, and he has led teams across the corporate sector. He is also a visiting faculty member at IBA and Karachi School of Business and Leadership. So we are definitely in good hands. I'm sure we'll walk away today with practical tips that we can start using right away. Just a note, that question and answer session will be towards the end of the session. And with that, let's get started. And the floor is yours, Saad.
Thank you, Sahab. It's an honor to be here to present this topic to the team members of ICAP. So hello to all my fellow members, students, whoever is participating. Um, as rightly mentioned by Harun Sahab, AI is something which is transforming our corporate world by storm. It is not something that would be a good to know or a good to have skill. It is going to be a must skill for the corporate professionals in times to come. So it is high time that all of us, roll up our sleeves and dive into this vast arena, and as soon as possible, get our hands dirty in this. Because, as rightly said, because if you don't change, somebody will force you to change. So that would be a better thing, that if you have a will to change, then change for the better. So what I'm going to do is, since we have a large audience today, mashallah, so I'm going to start with some basics of AI, how AI integrates with the Microsoft Office suite, and how, as professionals, we can use AI in our day-to-day work. Uh, and I will also share some practical examples using Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, and Outlook, so that you can take away some practical insights and something to work upon when you go back to your workplaces. So let me share my screen. And let me start with my presentation. And let me tell you that this is the presentation I also made using AI. So this is the practical stuff that is in front of you, what AI can do. So my topic today is AI Copilot. And what Copilot is just another name for the AI tool of Microsoft. Microsoft is using as integrated Copilot within Microsoft Framework Office suite, and we can see Copilot in all the products that we use, be it Word or Excel or PowerPoint, Outlook, Teams, and so on, even OneDrive and SharePoint. So we can make use of this AI tool extensively across Microsoft platforms. So the agenda for today would be, I would introduce you what AI is in Microsoft 365, why does it matter for us to learn, and by now, uh, how Copilot works across different apps, and then we will have specific capabilities of Copilot within Excel framework, within PowerPoint, and then finally Outlook. So So let's start about talking about what Microsoft Copilot is. Uh, in Microsoft 365, you might already know that Microsoft has uh, brought together all the products that is being used by the corporate community under 365. And 365 is something which is automatically upgraded or updated by Microsoft when, as and when new features arrive. In Microsoft 365, Copilot is built in, and we can use Copilot to some basic extent. If you don't pay for a separate membership or separate subscription for Copilot, you can still use Copilot, but with a little less kind of functionalities. Once you obtain the subscription for either the family or home license or the enterprise license, you will have the full feature of Copilot available in front of you, and you can really harness the power of Copilot within your work. Uh, what Copilot is actually, Copilot is the AI tool of Microsoft, which allows you to generate information, analyze information, summarize. It can it can give answers to your questions. It can search the internet on your behalf and make specific searches. And it can also improve what you have already created, be it a Word document, let it be an email to your colleagues, or a mass communication to your department or to your organization, or even descriptive reports to your board or to your shareholders and so on. So Microsoft 365 Copilot allows you to improve your work within a matter of, I would say, minutes. The work which normally used to take the whole day or a couple of days can now be done in hours and minutes. And it sits very well and very well integrated with the different Microsoft platforms. So you don't need to open another window inside or on the Internet Explorer or Chrome to get to this AI tool. It is very well integrated within the tool you're using. For example, if I am working on a Word document, I'm creating minutes of the board meeting, and I would like to make it formal, sound professional, and to the point, with good English, no spelling mistakes, a good vocabulary, and so on, and keeping the context of my organization in mind. Microsoft 365 Copilot is going to help me a lot in that. It has access to the documents or the information which my organization already has, whether that information is in my email, whether it's in SharePoint, whether it's in Outlook, OneDrive, and so on. It can get access to all that information, and within the context of your organization, it can draft replies that are well suited to your condition, to your requirements. Similarly, Microsoft has also made sure that it can get access to the internet whenever required. And you can either look inside your organization for a specific piece of information, or you can go out and look outside in the whole internet world available, whatever is available in the internet world and across different websites. And you can get that information as well. That also brings up a question whether my data is secured when I am working with Copilot. Is it really secured? Because I have confidential data in my organization, and I have under responsibility to make sure that the data doesn't go in the wrong hands. So let me be very clear on this. Microsoft has ensured that whatever Copilot uses, if you are using enterprise license of Copilot, that your data is safe and secured. No outside unauthorized person can get access to your data. So this is something which is guaranteed by Microsoft itself, and I think organizations world over are using this with a kind of peace in mind that no unauthorized person can get access to this. Uh, What AI is doing right now is actually increasing our speed in doing different things. It is increasing our output per unit of input, I would say. The output we are generating for each man hour, for each productive hour we spend in our office, the output has increased manifold. In the slides to come, I'm going to show you how can we achieve that increased productivity and how can we leverage on Copilot. So the main thing we are going to talk about is the foundation, the AI concepts. And for AI concepts, let me use a term which I will explain in a while. The word is generative AI. You may have heard the word generative AI across different platforms, maybe in YouTube videos and so on. So, what is generative AI? And if there is something generative, so is there also something non-generative AI? So, for in simple terms, or for our, I would say, basic or beginners, I would say generative AI is something where you use AI to generate some information. You generate some documentation, you generate some ideas, you generate some pictures, images, videos, emails. So, if you ask AI to generate something for you, that is generative AI. So again, what is non-generative then? The answer to that question would be, let's say I am using a face recognition software in my company for security reasons, and the software is using AI at its backend, and it is just confirming whether the person who's allowed to enter the premises is actually authorized to do so. Who's in the front of the camera is allowed to enter the premises, an authorized person, and it checks the information get captured by the camera, and it checks it against the database, and it allows or disallows a person. So this is something which is non-generative in nature. Similarly, you can whether you if you present a picture to AI. Uh, Let me give a very basic example. If you give a picture of an animal and ask AI whether it's a cat or a dog, then AI is not generating anything new. It is just asking, reverting to your question and answering your question back to you. So this is non-generative in nature. So in corporate setup, we use both generative and non-generative AI. But in case of generative AI, we are sorry. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. It's gone now. Um. Yeah. So in case of generative AI, what we are going to do in Excel and in PowerPoint and in Outlook, we are going to generate some information. So what information can be generated? Let's let me give you an example. Okay. Um, in case of Excel, we can generate a different kinds of analysis. Different kinds of tools are available in Excel for Copilot, where we can get analysis information. We can generate formulas. We can correct formulas. We can get insights from the data available. But before going into that area, let me first also tell you some basics about the Copilot. So then we will, after getting through the basic, we'll get into the specific tools. For that, I'm going to log on to the Copilot, Microsoft 365 Copilot. I am already logged on to this, but if you want to see, then I can go to a new internet page and I will write Microsoft M365 Copilot.com. Please confirm if you can see my screen. Side this. So this is the screen that you are going to see when you log on to Copilot or Microsoft 365 Cloud.Microsoft. This is the landing page of Copilot, and this is supposed to be in previously it was Microsoft 365, but you can only see Copilot here at the moment. So the first question arises is where are all my apps? All of my apps are here. I can go here and click on this, and you can see all the apps. And if you click on all apps here, you can see Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, everything here. And furthermore, you can click on all apps here, and all the apps in the Microsoft Office suite will be visible to you. So all the apps are here, but the landing page shows uh, Copilot, and we can go to new chat. If I would like to start working with Copilot, this is the place we would do it. So this is the place where we are going to write our prompt. The prompt are the instructions which we give to Copilot to generate something back to us. The prompt that we are going to use is basically based in normal, plain, day-to-day language that we use in conversations. And the technology Microsoft uses or any AI tool uses at the backend are called large language models. I will type this large language models, large language models. And in short form, these are called LLMs. Large language models are the models which teach AI tools into what comes after when you're writing a prompt, what is the next possible word that is going to come that is anticipated by AI in advance. And AI learns itself, it teaches itself about whatever is going to be asked or what is being asked, and it teaches itself to refine the answers as it progresses. So these are the models that are being used to teach all the AI tools that are in the market at the moment. So when we talk about AI, so what options do we have here? So I will start first with this work and web toggle. And if we right now we are here in the web toggle, which means anything which I write, uh, give me some tips to improve my um, uh, running. So if I ask Copilot to give me some tips to improve my running, it goes to the web and it comes up with certain suggestions or certain responses. So these responses are coming from search after searching the web itself. So whatever is there on the web, Microsoft Copilot gets there and get the information and provides you with an answer. But if I would like to do some search within my work framework or my work universe, if I'm working with a local company, the universe might be smaller. But if I'm working in a multinational company and we may have SharePoints or corporate uh, sort of repositories available, which is maybe available to all the users. So it can go there and search your specific term, whatever you want to search. Suppose I would like to make a local policy, a credit policy, or maybe a fixed assets policy, or a financial any sort of policy that I would like to create for my local legal entity. And I would like to go and see and search what other group companies world over are using, and I can just type in, give me a draft of, let's say, master data management policy, which can be used in Pakistani context. Or I can give some examples about the industry I'm working in, or any specific requirement of the Pakistani laws and regulations. So now it's searching my work related databases, and it can come up with certain information. I have already, some time back, I've already created this master data management policy, and it has actually gone there, and I'm sure that it has got some information from there only. Uh, So this is what a master data management policy can come up very quickly using my internal documents. So this is one thing. You can go out and search the web, or you can go inside and look inward. Secondly, the quality of responses that we are going to get from the Copilot are various. If we click on this auto means we let Copilot decide by itself how long it is going to think before it responds to our questions. If you want to have a quicker response, we can click on this quick response, respond right away. And do we need to have an internal audit function in a public listed company? Suppose if I type in here Microsoft, this Copilot will answer very quickly. Okay, it searches and then it will come up with certain answer why it is necessary to have a internal audit function in Pakistan based on the corporate governance requirements. Similarly, if I would like to Copilot to think deeper to a better answer, well thought out answers with certain detailed uh, sources available, I can click on this option, think deeper, and then probably if I write something, if I write a prompt, this Copilot is going to take longer. It will go and verify and search for different sources, and then come up with a better answer, better quality answer. So this depends what kind of a solution or what kind of a response you're looking for. Secondly, we can create whenever we want, we can create this button and create a new chat. So for instance, if I want to create a new chat, my new chat opens it in a new window, and I can type in whatever I want. One thing is more helps you a lot when you do some personalization before you start working with Copilot. If you click on these three dots here and go to settings, and in settings, if you go to personalization, and in custom instructions, control how Copilot tailors responses using your preferences. So I'm going to give some instructions to Copilot how to personalize the responses that I want from Copilot. So this is the place I go. That is, click on edit instructions here. I can type in whatever I want in this. Right now, I'm using this instruction, use plain language that's easy to understand. Skip acronyms or specialized terms unless the audience is familiar with them. When generating images, keep the theme and color schemes consistent with other images in the document or presentation or file. This is what I have already asked Copilot to do whenever I ask something, some information from it. Let's say if I delete that, and I'm trying to be funny at the moment. So I will say, respond to my questions only in poem. And let's say if I save my instructions, my instructions are saved. And let me type in any question. Why is it hard to wake up in the morning? Just a question, and let's see what it comes up with. It's going to the web and searching. Now it's doing crafting answers, poetic insights, whatever, and then crafting a poetry. Let's see what the answer is. Now you can see the night leaves, whispers in your bones, a soft resisting, drowsy tone. For clocks within and clouds without, make waking feel like uphill stone. So now you can see that whatever simple question that I provided with, it will now return all the answers in poem form. So if I am trying to be a little poetic, so I can get these answers in poem form. You can maybe change it. If you are feeling down, you can change it and see it can give you all the answers in a sarcastic and funny manner. So you can do that as well. On the other hand, you can choose any of these options below. Give honest feedback, for instance. You can share clear and truthful feedback in respectful tone and whatever. And then maybe add something here, use bullet point for summaries and so on. So you can write your own instructions here. You can get help from here, and you can be concise, whatever. So this is what this Copilot is going to follow whenever you provide any questions for it to answer. So this is a one-time activity. Maybe you can change it every time if you want a different kind of an answer, but this is can be saved very easily. I'm saving these instructions. It's checking. Okay, now the instructions have been saved. We can close it, and now we can work with this. Uh, right. Now moving on, let's go through what's there on the left hand side of this screen. We have got a new chat here option. We can search. There's a library, and the library is something which normally your administrator, if you're working in an organization, the organization's administrator would be enabled to create library here. The library means any documents or anything that you can use to to help you with the prompts. So this is something which is generally limited to the administrators. You can create something. What you want to create, you can create an image, create a video. Let me show you how can you create an image. Very simple prompts, and let's say show me or make an image of let's say a cat riding a bicycle. A simple image. I can also give some content if I would like to refer this. I would like to ask Copilot to use a particular style or theme, and maybe as a reference upload a specific picture. So I can add this content here, and then I will ask Copilot to follow that theme. But let's say if I do nothing else, if I can't create this image, so you can be sure that whatever image is going to be created by Copilot is nobody in the world would have a claim on that image. That would be brand new image. So where it has gone, it's coming. Yeah, okay. So it's working on it, it's loading your image, and now you in a momentarily you will see an image popping up. You can similarly you can create videos here. You can give simple prompts, and those simple prompts will generate small videos, small uh, video clips for you. So this is also very interesting. You can you for deep work, for a detailed work, you may have to get some more specialized tools, but Copilot is good enough for some basic level stuff. Now you can see a cat riding a bicycle. Very interesting. So now you can see, you can also play with this Copilot whenever you have time. I know members have very less time available, but this is something to cheer you up. On the other hand, we can go and see what, yeah, now this is the image is appearing. Now you can see whatever you can think of, AI would be able to draw for you very easily. Next, we have agents. What are agents and what do they do? So there's one thing which is important to understand is there's a term called AI agents, and there is a term called agentic AI. If I write down that term, let me open Word so that everybody could understand. There's word called AI agent. What is AI agent? AI agent is a tool which is specific to a specific need, which caters to a specific need. Copilot has got AI agents, and one AI agent is a researcher, which means that if you want to research a specific topic across the internet, you use this particular AI agent, and it has the capability, it has the necessary programming at the back end to provide you with detailed researches. Similarly, if you want to analyze a specific financial statement or P&L or any specific report, or any financial calculation, you would like to go to the analyst agent and then ask it to analyze your data. So Copilot has got different agents, and some built-in agents are here. Let me show you. Screen is opening. So they are built-in agents, yeah, built by Microsoft. Workflows, if you want to create workflows within Copilot, within Microsoft Suite, you can use this workflows agent. Learning, when we say frontier, it means it's being developed by Microsoft, and it is going to be updated soon. So frontier is a specific area of Microsoft where new things came normally come up. So skills researcher, analyst, surveys, and so on and so on. And you have got further agents which can be purchased or can be used by payment of a subscription. You can create your own agent also. If you want to create your own agent, you have to specify what specific uh, tools or skills you want this agent to have. I have not tried it yet, but I think I'm going to do it. For example, I would like to have a financial analyst with all the information at its tips about IFRS, about Companies Act, Income Tax Ordinance of Pakistan, and so on. So I can give those tools to this agent and ask him, or ask it rather, to go through all of that. And whenever I ask any question, uh, always respond to me in that context. So this is something which we can also create. Um, Now, and in this area we can see as the history of all the chats that we have. So this is a basic overview of the Microsoft 365 Copilot, and let's go back to our slides and we will then talk about specific uh, use of Copilot within different Microsoft Office products. Let me share my screen. Sorry, I already shared my screen. Let me open my PowerPoint. Yes, sorry. I hope my PowerPoint is visible. Now, moving on to this next sheet. So what is Copilot? We already talked about Copilot. Copilot uses large language models, and I've already told you that it can analyze your data, it can orchestrate workflows. You don't need to manually create scripts or coding, and you can work, just give it questions or prompts in normal day-to-day language, and it will generate whatever you want. It works very closely with all the Microsoft Office tools, and we will show it in a minute. And in Excel, I would say um, Copilot works within sheets. It can generate summaries such as formulas. In PowerPoint, it can create slides for you. It can create an entire slide deck for you based on either only the prompt or also based on the information. If you have a Word document based on which you want to create a PowerPoint slide deck, it can use that Word document as a basis, and it can create the whole slide deck for you. Similarly, in email, it can help you respond to emails and prioritize emails and get a list of all the important stuff that is happening in the company. The workflow which normally is being used in Copilot is user normally provides an input either in the form of a normal prompt. The prompt can be a simple one-liner sentence, or you can also have detailed prompts which cover what power, which I always say power because I teach a lot of Power BI, so it's always on my tip. Power, I'm talking about Copilot. So Copilot always uses simple, plain English language for use as a prompt, and you can also use detailed prompts, and there are uh, certain styles, I would say, or certain uh, best practices to write a good prompt. If I go back to so the appropriate way to write a prompt is clear. And what does clear mean? Um, Clear mean when you provide a prompt, you can give a context to the prompt to Copilot. What are you doing? Why are you doing? What is the basis of it? So you provide a little background. The context is the background of your query or background of your prompt. Why are you doing this? And then you can provide a layout. A layout means you want to have for instance, what kind of answer you want. You want the layout in bullet form or in detailed narrative form. You want an image. You want an analysis. What do you want? And then this is the expectations. And this is attitude. And this is reference. So what is expectation? Layout, I've told you. What is expectation? You want a detailed answer. You want a summary answer. What kind of what are you what is your expectation from the query? What do you want actually? You want a detailed analysis. What is your expectation from Copilot to respond to? So this is your expectation, which is can be detailed analysis. For example, if I want to go to some vacation with my family, so my expectation would be that Copilot would give me a detailed plan of let's say a 1 week visit to with my family to a specific resort or a place where my kids could enjoy and so on. So this is my expectation from Copilot. If I can write it specifically that I would like to go to a place where my kids can enjoy. So this is expectation, which is important. If you mention it in the prompt, Copilot will give you a better answer. Attitude means you want an answer to be, uh, in a formal way, in a respectful tone, in a sarcastic tone, in a playful tone, whatever. This is kind of an attitude. So you can ask Copilot to generate a summary or an analysis in a very professional way, which is going to be presented to the board of directors or the shareholders and so on. So you can specify what attitude you would want. Maybe you are going to create something for your team, for your subordinates, so you may not be that formal as compared to what you would be when you're working with your higher ups. So this is attitude. And references, again, if you want to give any reference to a specific document in light of which you want Copilot to generate the response. So this is an acronym, CLEAR. You can use this acronym whenever you are creating prompts. Copilot also has an agent which helps you create good prompts. And in Copilot, let me show you. If I write a prompt, let's say, create a list of action items based on my emails, which I need to do on Monday. So let's say I created this prompt, and I'm not sure whether it's a good prompt or not, but let's say it gives me some response. Whatever, this is my response. I can go to this prompt. It is answering. I can go to this prompt. When I hover my mouse on this, I can save this prompt as well. If I am okay with this prompt, I am using this prompt every weekend. So I don't need to remember this. I don't need to create a separate file to save all my prompts. I can just click on this option called Save Prompt and maybe give it a title and then save it. My prompts are now saved in a prompt gallery. I can go and have a look in my gallery, and you can see some suggested prompts are here, different prompts which Microsoft has provided to you, and my own prompt which I have created. So summarize this email, create a list of action items, and I can just click on this and maybe use it whenever I want. So this is also something which you can use very often. Some prompt that you use very often can save them very easily right inside Copilot. Okay, then moving on. The way we are going to work with Copilot is we provide the user input first, which is a normal language, natural language prompt. Copilot assesses that in a particular context. You remember the toggle, which we talked about earlier, whether it's work or it's web. So based on the context, based on the toggle, Copilot will go out and start searching for the right information, and then it will create an output for you. That output would be kind of a report or slide or email, whatever you want, a table, maybe a formula, which you can use in Excel. So output will be generated. And then as in any AI tool, human discretion is always recommended, because AI sometimes generate information which doesn't make sense at all. I have seen it some time back. Let me share with a very small practical example. Some time back, my son came up to me and brought me a maths question. It was about, I think, integration or something. Uh, I remember integration. I used to do integration, but it has been a very long time back. So I obviously had forgotten about it, the detailed stuff. So my son was struggling with that. So he gave me a question. He said, my answer doesn't match with the answer provided in the book. So please help me out. So I took that question, copied it, ditto, and pasted to ChatGPT. ChatGPT instantly provided me with an answer with a step-by-step solution. I gave my solution to my kid and my son and said, okay, you have it, and then just follow it. And I think 5 minutes later, he came back to me and he said, this answer is not correct as well. I said, how it's possible? Because it came directly from ChatGPT, so it's not possible. He said that this answer also doesn't match with the answer provided in the book. So then I got confused, and then maybe after some thinking, I copied the same question and provided that prompt to Gemini and asked Gemini to answer that question. And believe me or not, the answer that Gemini provided was exactly matching with the answer provided in the book. So I had two different solutions for the same question, with certain logical reasoning behind both of them. Both ChatGPT as well as Gemini gave me a logical reasoning step by step, and both the answers were different. So I would say it again, even if you use Copilot, please make sure that you review the answers, especially when the stakes are high, when you're making presentation or using some uh, taking some key decisions based on the analysis. Always make sure to use your own mind. All right. So why AI matters for finance and corporate teams? We have talked about it, but I can say that for repetitive tasks, I have seen it with my own eyes. It can save you a lot of time. Sometimes people get really into deep problems, and they struggle a lot when they do have to perform repetitive tasks every month end at the time of closing, generating some information and providing commentaries and so on and so on. And sometimes they don't know how to write good English. Maybe they are not well versed in communication strategies and so on. So they struggle a lot, and that wastes time. So Copilot can easily help you on that, and it can save you a lot of time on those tasks. You can also save the previous information, give it as a reference, and ask Copilot to generate the summary for the next month. It can give you a very, very good quality information very, very easy. In case of finance specifically, I would say traditional finance processes, which are very, very prone to human mistakes, uh, can result in high risks. And if the reports are unreliable, finance department loses reliability and accuracy gets compromised. Uh, Copilot can help you on that very easily, and it can check verify information from different sources that you provide, and make sure that the things do make sense. So you can give different prompts to Copilot and ask Copilot to go through the document and check for various kind of errors. For example, when number formatting is not correct, when the dates don't make sense, when, let's say, some information is missing. So you can ask Copilot to go through a lengthy document, a lengthy table of information, and spot the errors. I'm sure some of you who are advanced Excel users know alternate tricks to spot those errors. There are a lot of tools available within Excel as well. But those who don't know advanced formulas, they can rely on Copilot and simple language to ask Copilot to identify all the anomalies. Similarly, Copilot can increase accuracy if it recognizes different patterns. For instance, if you provide information pertaining to the previous month and the month before that and the month before that, and give reference files to Copilot, and based on those reference files, you ask Copilot to identify anomalies and create commentaries for the next month. So based on those patterns, Copilot can do a better job. It can refer to examples from the previous files, previous months, previous years, and it can relate to those examples while providing you an answer. So that sometimes give you a wow moment when you look at those reports, and you can see that you may not have thought about it unless you could have seen those reports personally one by one, and then only you could realize what's going on. But you can just give reference to those files to Copilot, and Copilot does it for you and give you very crisp and clear information. Similarly, there are further stakeholder confidence. Obviously, when you provide better information in a quick way, reliable information, it boosts stakeholders' confidence. Your management gets happy. They get the month-end report with high quality numbers, high quality commentaries and analysis within no time. So obviously, you get the points. Similarly, Copilot can summarize the lot of data, very big pieces of information, and it can give you actionable summaries. It can identify anomalies, and it can also give you forecast. If you don't know how to create forecast based on historical data, just give a prompt to Copilot and say, based on the last 24 months of sales, give me forecast of what next 6 months going to look like, and you can see what for Copilot can generate. And similarly, the one beautiful thing about Copilot and Microsoft Suite is that we use a lot of different tools at the same time. We use Excel, we can do some analysis in Excel, then we convert those analysis into PowerPoint presentations, and maybe use email to share those information, or OneDrive to, or SharePoint to share information with other colleagues, and maybe make a presentation over Teams and all that. So we use different kind of Microsoft tools. And this also helps. Suppose I want to create a list of my important tasks based on my email, but I want to create those task lists within Excel. So I can do that very easily. I can create a formula in Excel, and Excel Copilot will go into my inbox, and it can get information from there, and it can give me the required information in Excel. So this is something very interesting. If I talk about Excel in particular, Excel Copilot and Excel can create or can help me with the formula generation. Not many of us are able to create lengthy formulas specific for our needs. We may have some complex requirements, but our Excel skills may not be that good, and we are uh, wondering maybe what kind of formula are we going to use to get this answer, and maybe then pick up the calculator and then start doing it manually. So instead of doing that, this Copilot can help you create advanced formulas very easily, and just using natural language prompts. I've already talked about forecasting, and I will also show you an example about data transformation and cleaning of the data. Okay, let's, before going to PowerPoint, I will switch to Excel, and I will show you what we have just discussed. And let's go through some examples of Copilot within Excel Word. I have some information. Webinar dataset. So this is some information that I have already created. This is some dummy data, and this data pertains to different golf clubs in Pakistan and the sales of different products in those golf clubs. We have got salespersons, and the sales date is only for the year 2025. We have got some quantity sold, unit prices, unit cost, sales, and cost. And we can now ask Copilot to answer different questions that we might have on this data set. So the thing is, how can we ask questions from Copilot using this table? So in Excel, you can see in the Home tab, we have this add-in Copilot. And in this add-in, we can simply click on this arrow, click on chat. And in this chat box, I can type my question. For instance, give me the names of top 3 salespersons. Receive, we have salespersons, yes, salespersons, based on the total sales. If I click on this arrow, Copilot is thinking and reviewing, then coding, and now it has given me information. Laiba Khan, Bisma Siddiqui, and Hina Sheikh, 3 of these salespersons are the top contributors towards the sales, and we can see that these names are correct. For example, if I go and see Laiba Khan, so we have Laiba Khan as a salesperson, and we can see, we can verify it also if you want, that the total sales of Laiba Khan is 20,542,070. It's shown here at the bottom, and this is the same value which is shown here. So we can verify these sales, and the top 3 salesperson are ladies, coincidentally. And now this Copilot is also asking you or offering you that it can also create a chart, a summary table, or whatever. And we can do a follow-up question based on this as well. Show me their sales trend over the past year. So if I click this option, based on the last solution or based on the last reply of Copilot, I can always go and ask follow-up questions, drilling down into further information. So it's now coding and executing. And now it has given me a sales trend chart for these 3 salespersons. If I am okay with this sales trend chart, I can use this chart and copy it in my worksheet. For example, and add to new sheet, I can click on this button here. And now I've got this sales trend chart, which is based on the data which was in the earlier sheet, example data set. And we can also ask follow-up questions further if you want, but this is one example. And I can also have different examples. Yes. For instance, I can ask Copilot to give me total sales value for the brand Callaway. Callaway is a brand which sells irons, sticks. Give me a formula to calculate sales for brand Callaway. And if I press enter, okay, now it is helping me write the formula. So what does it say? Here's a simple Excel formula you can use to calculate the total sales. And the formula is, if your brand column is F, brand column is not F, it's G. Okay. So we can change it, but it doesn't matter. Sales column is M. You can use this formula SUMIF. So if you are not aware about SUMIF formula, you can use this formula, and it has given you an example whether how are you going to use a formula. If your brand column is this and sales column is this, use this, refer this brand and sales column and create this formula. So it will help you create formulas like that. I can create more advanced formulas. For example, get me the total sales of Callaway in Karachi for June 2025. And now I'm giving 3 conditions: the brand, the city, and the month. Let's see what it comes up with. So if I'm not familiar with the sum ifs formula, then this is something which I will write to Copilot to get me the answer. So it has directly given me the answer 3289 based on all this information. So I can verify it as well. If I go and select June, and then I will select Karachi, and then I will select Galloway. And if I sum the sales, I will get 3289930, which is the answer I'm looking at here. So this is something which you can chat with Copilot and get the required answers. This is one way of using Copilot in Excel, that you can go in the chat window and you can get the answers, whatever you're looking at. And then going forward, what you can do is you can also create your own formulas directly in Excel. And let me give you an example. Okay. The formula that if you have a paid subscription of Copilot, Copilot helps you create formulas by using the function Copilot. And you can see this formula Copilot is available when you have a paid subscription to Copilot, which can be $30 roughly for enterprise subscription and around $20 for family and home subscription. So in Copilot, you can give a prompt and let's say, get me the total sales values. If I am good enough in writing this prompt, then I will get the answer. So the prompt part is this, and the context which I need to provide is this column, for example, this, and then I will close the bracket and enter. It shows me busy. And now I got the answer. This is a simple application. You could have said that I can easily do a sum myself, but I'm just giving you an example how you can write the prompt, the prompt part first, and then the context then. So you can use this very easily to generate your own answer. And this is one example. Copilot can also use, for instance, I can generate some information. Let me go to the other sheet. Copilot, let's say, give me a list of all cricket World Cup champions, along with their skipper names. And bracket goes. And now you see the year, the country, and the name of the skipper. Very easy to use. It depends only what are you going to write in the prompt part. So this is something very easy to use. And you can use it, you can change it, you can modify it. I can also give, let's say, Copilot, give me a list of all, list of top 10 golf players of the world. And now you see top 10 players playing golf. This is something which you would have done directly in Google first, and then maybe if you need, you copy it, paste it information in Excel if you want it. But now you don't need to go to Google. You can just type in Copilot and get this information right there and then. This is one thing. And similarly, we can go to some slightly more advanced examples. And those examples could be, yeah. Let me, before going to an advanced example, let me give you a simple example also. This is my name, and a formula I'm using is this, which is getting the number of characters in my name, which are 10. So this is the text formula called len, and this is just giving me the number of characters in my name. I'm going to use a formula called formula text, which returns the formula in text form. And I'm going to use Copilot, explain this formula to me. And then I will give a context and then press enter. Now you can see Copilot explains this formula, len this B17 calculates the number of characters in the text contained in cell B17. This includes letters, this, and you can explain whatever the formula is doing. So you can get this information very, very easily using Copilot. So I'm just giving you different examples to help you understand how can you write a prompt and how would you get the answer. It depends upon what prompt you write. You can get creative as well, and you can write detailed prompts, and you'll have very specific answers. Now, one more thing which I would like to do here, let me create this data set a little bit, make this data set a little bit messy. And I'm going to paste it first and maybe create unnecessary blank columns, blank rows, and yeah, no number formatting, nothing. And in some cases, I will make this look like text just to give you an idea. I'm not making many changes here, just some blank columns here, some blank rows, and some text values like this. And maybe in some cases, number formatting may be different. And date formatting can be different. Let me change the date format here. And let me restrict the data to first 50 rows, just to show you what we are talking about. So I have restricted the data here, and now I will ask Copilot to clean this data for me. So I'm going on the right hand side. And in this area, I'm going to, okay, okay, let me close this file and open it again. I think it's giving me some problem. Okay. Set, data set. Yeah, it's fine. So Copilot, and I'm going to give it a prompt like clean this data set in a way which is professionally good with proper number formats and remove blank space, blank rows and columns. Okay, if I press enter, let's see what happens. Okay, I forgot to mention the data. I forgot to give the context, so I put a comma at the end, and then I will give the context, including all the rows and columns. So I give it a context like this, and then bracket close, and then I'll press enter. Let's see what Copilot does. It's going to take some time. Yes. Now you see all the blank rows and blank columns are gone. And you can see this number 48006, it's properly taken as a number, right? So all text values are converted into numbers. So you can specify the prompt, and it will convert this data set, clean it for you very easily. I didn't do it, but you can, if you have any if you have any duplicate rows in this data set, and you can classify, include that in the prompt to remove all the duplicate rows, it will do it very easily. So this is one example of cleaning the large data set, messy data set in a quick way. You can maybe you can try and different kinds of prompt. Whenever you are okay with the particular prompt, then save it in your prompt gallery and maybe use it whenever you want. This is another example of cleaning this data set. Let me give you one more example. I'm going to bring that example from my other file. Just this one, and yes, this one. Copy and paste, paste value and paste format. Okay, right. So I've got this data, and what I want Copilot to do is I would like Copilot to create a narrative description or a report based on my actual versus budget. The variances, the variance percentages are here, and I have from sales till net profit, I've got a complete income statement. So I would like Copilot to create a summary for me, and let's see what it does. I'm going to write Copilot here. Copilot, the prompt is create a professional variance analysis in descriptive form, which can be provided to CFO for review. Make it in a bullet point. Okay, and then give a comma, and then the context would be this entire range of cells, and then bracket close and enter. Let's see what Copilot does. Voila, you see export sales exceeded budget by this, and then representing a positive variance of approximately 50.37%, and this indicating strong international market performance. Who says that? This Copilot has created this information by order by itself. Domestic sales fell short of budget by 82,000, and probably you can then format this, copy and paste it, and format this and use it wherever you want. Depreciation was on budget, showing no variance. Let's see. Yeah, depreciation was exactly on spot, no variance. And net profit exceeded budget by $6,249, showing a positive variance of 1%. You can see that here. So you don't need to waste any time creating a narrative based on your P&L. You can ask Copilot and it gives you result within seconds. And then obviously you can go through that and make corrections wherever required. So I think it's very interesting, and it's a really time saver for traditional accountants, for like us. And moving forward, we can yes, one more thing. Let me show you. If I go to Home tab, Copilot, and go to Chat. In Chat, there's one thing which is called, if I go to this Tools, if I click on Tools, there is something called Agent Mode. This is very important. In Agent Mode, if I click on Agent Mode, what Copilot will do is Copilot will help in creating or editing my workbook as well. In in previously you saw that whenever I wrote something here, the answer was provided in this chat window. The answer was not provided over here. Now I will use this agent mode, which will exactly modify my workbook. Okay, so I will go and give this example, example data set, which is here in a table form. Copilot works very well when the data is inside a table. So maybe you can convert this data into a table and then you can write your prompt. I would like to create a dashboard based on the information contained in the sheet example data set. Create tables and graphs showing different comparisons, and also show different comparisons. Use good formatting and make it appealing. For example, I don't know. Let's see what happens. If I click on this arrow, let's see what it does. I'll create a comprehensive dashboard based on your sales data. Let me first analyze the data structure and then build summary tables with charts. Okay. Now let me create, now here, see, it has gone to a new worksheet called a dashboard, and now it's trying to do something. Now let me create now, okay, golf equipment sales dashboard. Wow. It has already given it a name all by itself. I didn't provide any name to it. It has created a name, made a banner for the heading, and let it complete the dashboard. It will take about 2 to 3 minutes. Now you see, yes, total sales, total cost, total number of orders, profit margin. Very nice. Okay, what else? Okay, sales by product category. Okay, column settings are a bit off. Okay, never mind, we can fix it. Sales by city. Okay, and it is creating more information. Sales by brand. Yes, and interestingly, it is doing the formatting itself. The color themes, the icons that it is using next to the heading. You can see sales by city. It's using some icon here. Some I don't know where it is got from, but I think from Microsoft Library. Top sales performance and so on. Now it's also adding a pie chart. Okay, bags, balls, and irons. This is the sales breakup of the 3 product categories. Okay, sales by city. Sales are here. I think it's doing a good job, relatively good job. We can do very minimal effort to modify it and maybe uh, convert it as per our needs. So it sales by brand. So sales by product category, sales by city, sales by brand, sales by salesperson. So it's creating more and more and more tables. I can stop it whenever I want. Let's say I click on stop generating. It will stop right there. I think that's enough for us. So this is agentic mode of AI or Copilot, and you can do that very easily using this option called tools. So this is, I think this is all about Excel. We can now switch to PowerPoint and see what happens there. We will take the question at the end. Let me save this file so that if there are any questions on this. Now let me go back to my presentation. Let's see what we have about PowerPoint. So in case of PowerPoint, we can give a prompt which can create entire slide decks, and those slide decks can either be created by just the prompts with no other information, or we may also provide some base information in form of Word document or in the form of a PDF document, and it can get information from that particular document and create a slide deck for us. Designs can be very good if you give a proper prompt. It can use all the layouts. You can see the themes of this own presentation. This presentation, the theme I'm using, this is entirely generated by AI. I gave it a prompt, what I want, and it created all these slides for me. Obviously, I had to modify some of the slides, but majority of the slides are now created by AI. So all these slide designs are done by AI itself, Copilot. So again, content summarization, you can combine very hefty, very big documents and maybe summarize those documents into 5 slides. So it's very easy to do that. I have been using, for example, being CFO in one company, I get to see a lot of different agreements which the company has to sign. And being one of the signatories, I have to go through those agreements also. So first, I normally create summaries of those documents, those lengthy documents, to get a gist of what the agreement is about. and then maybe in some particular clauses which I'm more interested in, I go into deeper details in those areas. So this is something which is was not there when uh, we started our professional journey, but luckily before it's over, we have them, so we can make use of them. Before moving on to Outlook, I'll go and see what we can do about with the PowerPoint. Let's switch gears. Let me go to, I'm already in PowerPoint. So in PowerPoint, what we can do, I can create a new file, or maybe instead of creating new file, I can go to file menu, and in file menu, in this new section, I've got this something which is called create with Copilot. What is this create with Copilot? So if I click on create with Copilot, and now in this window, I can give whatever prompt I want. Let's say, give me three, give me create a presentation about, let's say I want to create a presentation about uh, electric vehicles history in 3 slides. Okay. Create a presentation about electric vehicle history in 3 slides. That's it. If I don't do anything else and I just hit send, Copilot is generating ideas, getting more ideas and so on, and now working on it, and it's going to give me some information. Now if I go up, it has created 3 slides: early innovations and the first electric cars, decline and revival of electric vehicle technology, modern development and future prospects. I didn't provided any idea for the style, so it is asking me if I want to select my own style, or I can just click on suggested and click on generate ideas. Otherwise I can choose any of the background option that is in front of me, but I'm going to let Copilot decide for itself. And now in generating ideas, you can see this is something which normally takes some time. So maybe we'll wait just a minute to see if it is done. Otherwise, we'll let it complete in the background and we'll move on to the next topic. We will come back and see what it generates. Meanwhile, I will show you something which I just created before this webinar. I gave a prompt to, okay, it's already working. So let me open it in a new window or new instance. This, it's open. Okay, sorry. But the background. Okay, come on. It's not going to let me do it. So maybe you can wait.
Maybe, Saad, it's a good opportunity to pick up some questions which our participants have raised.
Okay, great. Yes,
okay, so
sure.
One of the question is that are you using a paid version of Copilot, and what is the best and latest AI tool we can use nowadays? So I've combined two questions.
Okay, great. Great question. The answer to that question is that this AI industry is evolving so fast that every tool that is coming up actually is providing more and more features over the previous ones. Personally, I'm more inclined to use Copilot because it works very well across different platforms of the Microsoft suite. I'm very much inclined to use that. But recently, I have come across one more AI tool that is doing wonders at the moment. That is called Claude, Claude. And the information that I've gathered is it is able to generate entire financial models with just prompts. You can give it a prompt and it can create more quite complex financial models with absolute working formulas in them. So I've yet to see it. I've not used it myself, but as a starter, I would say it would be easier for you to use Copilot first, and then maybe for a specific reason you can switch to other AI tools.
Okay.
Because yeah.
Right. And I think one of the question which is quite relevant to this is that how we get subscription to the Copilot, because Mustafa asked a question that Excel version that he has doesn't show Copilot. So is this a separate buy or it comes as a Microsoft Office suite subscription?
If you have Microsoft 365 subscription, Copilot free version is there, but it does not do a lot of things. If you don't have the Copilot, then probably you don't have that particular license which offers Copilot.
Okay.
Copilot is available for enterprise licenses. It is normally $30. For family and home subscription for individuals, it is $20. So it depends. If you are using the corporate framework, then I think the enterprise license would make more sense.
Sure. Okay. I think we can move on to the presentation and we'll take up the remaining questions towards the end of the session.
Okay, great. So the presentation is ready, and see at the bottom we have this option called keep it, or we can delete it as well. So I would rather keep it. If I double click on this slide and maybe run a slideshow here. So it has generated all this all by itself. I'll just give it a small prompt in a simple plain English text, and it has given me a evolution of electric vehicles, agenda and history and some origins, and okay, some formatting is off, but we can work through it very easily. And then mass production 1920s, mid-century lull, 1970s, 1990s, and 2000, 2020s, and so on. Projected share of EV would be about 60% of all the cars in the world would be EVs by 2030. So that's an estimated projection for the next, I would say, 4 years. So conclusion is again. So now this is something which you can think about. You can create this kind of presentation. I give it a very small prompt so that it does it very quickly. Otherwise, if you have time and if you have a specific objective in mind, you can work with more complex prompts as well. I will show you one more example. I gave it a prompt to give me a presentation on solar system for fourth graders. So fourth graders would understand some basic information, and you can see the type of images that Copilot has generated. And I can go through this as well. You can what is solar system, meet the planets, sun is at the center, and this is that. So you can see the fourth graders would be really interested in something like this. So you can just give whatever prompt you have in mind, and it will create something for you. And I have one more information similar, but for grown-ups, I would say, let me see if I have it here. The solar system, yes. This is something which was for the grown-ups. You can see the difference of the quality. This is solar system for the grown-ups. I'm just quickly going through this. The information that is contained in it is for adult audience, 100 astronomical units, whatever that is, and then dancing star. So you can see the quality of images that Copilot has generated. Otherwise, you would have gone through Google and trying to download those images free of cost and so on. But this image, these images are nobody has in the world will have a copyright to these images. These images work very without any problem. So this is one thing. And whenever we are working with, let's say, if I start a new presentation, I can also, suppose this is already presentation, which I've already started. There is a small icon at the top. If I click on this, I can give it a prompt over here as well, create a presentation, and then I can write whatever prompt I want. Or on the other hand, I can also do something. Let's say I can reference a file, and suppose I have something, I use ChatGPT to write down some benefits of walking, and I upload this document, and this in the model default, I can switch to creative mode. And in creative mode, I will let the Copilot decide on itself what kind of style and theme and layout it wants. And I can, based on this reference document, I will ask Copilot to design a presentation deck for me. So last time I tried, it was taking more time. So let me see if it does quickly or not. Now it has given me some ideas why walking is easy and inclusive activity, how walking supports health and whatever. We can go through these topics here, and we can add a new topic in between, or we can also delete a specific slide if we don't want, right here. And if you are okay with everything, we can just preview the slides. It will do something for us, create titles, content, choose pictures from the internet and so on. And maybe I have let Copilot decide on its own the number of slides that it wants. If it doesn't answer within, let's say, a couple of minutes, and we will close this activity, because last time I did it, it took quite a long time. So maybe we can do it. Wait for a minute. So this is PowerPoint. PowerPoint is interesting when we talk about making presentations. And since we have got little time left, let me move on to the next. No, I can't move to my presentation because of this. Maybe we can take a couple of more questions if there are.
Sure. Let me go through the questions. So the one question asked by participant is that can we update our presentation with graphs and write-ups by uploading our existing presentation? So probably the attendee is asking if we can upload our existing presentations to Copilot and prompt Copilot to update the presentations with some graphs and write-ups. So can we do that?
Absolutely, we can do that. Let me give you an example. When I was making my presentation, I asked Copilot to do something for me, and Copilot created some slide deck for me. I wanted to add one image in my presentation, and in my presentation, the new image I created was different in style and theme from the other slides. So what I did was I asked Copilot, and I downloaded one of the images and used it like this. And I gave this reference to Copilot to create an image for me. Let me show you. Let me see if I have that image or not. Yes, abstract AI in corporate world. Yeah, look at this. I gave this an image and create an abstract picture showing using AI in corporate world, use the reference file for theme and style. I have given just one picture as a reference. You can give an entire presentation as well. What Copilot has done is created this new AI thing. Look, AI, and in the corporate world, AI is being used, and the original picture was this. So you can give those references to Copilot very easily, and Copilot will think around that reference and give you some result. I hope I've answered.
Great. Yeah. The next question is that do you recommend any YouTube channel or source to learn Copilot or Claude AI tool?
I would say, although there are thousands of YouTube videos available on the YouTube platform, but Microsoft itself has got a ton of content available when it teaches different tools. So I have gone across many videos with the content created by Microsoft own employees who work on these kind of tools. So I have found them very, very interesting. Maybe I don't remember. I don't actually have the names available at the moment. But you can go and see the content created by Microsoft itself. That's the first thing to do.
Okay.
Otherwise, I think the traditional YouTube channels from different Excel creators or Excel MVPs are available. Maybe there's one person who does a YouTube channel by the name of Kevin Cookie Company. So you can go through that channel. He provides a very useful short videos about a lot of different things. I think that guy works for Microsoft himself. So
Sure.
that is one thing.
Okay, another question. Next question is on confidentiality requirements of AI tools being open source. So, how AI tools maintain confidential requirements? I think, Mr. Saad, you have already answered that if we are using Copilot, so it's
Yes.
under it's very safe and it protects your data. And if you are using any other open source AI tool, then your data confidentiality is at stake.
Absolutely. And when you are using the enterprise license of Copilot, actually Microsoft guarantees that your data is safe and it's not going to be misused. So I think appropriate license is important.
Right. Okay. We have another question. Is there any tool or library for professional prompts? Because as you mentioned, Mr. Saad, that AI will respond if you have good prompts. So, is there any library or any learning material available for us professionals to learn from good prompts, or we have to generate our own prompts?
Now, there is when you go to the agents in Copilot, there was one prompt coach.
Okay.
You can go and check this out. Prompt coach. Otherwise, another thing would be I in the past when I did not know about this one, I also uh, wrote my specific question in ChatGPT and asked ChatGPT to convert into a better quality prompt. So even ChatGPT helps you in creating good prompts. So you can get a layout of what the output of ChatGPT prompts, and then maybe tweak it a little bit as per your own requirements. So that would give you a comprehensive prompt to either use in ChatGPT or Gemini or Copilot.
Right. Understood. Okay, I think we'll take one more question before we break for 10 minutes because it's the time that we have agreed that we'll have 10 minutes prayer breaks. So
Yes.
it's the question is that whether we can use Copilot to extract data from various Excels and Word documents saved in drives and create presentations from them. So I think the answer is
Yes.
yes. So
Yes.
maybe
We have
okay.
not covered it, but we have not covered it, but we can work uh, with Copilot inside OneDrive and SharePoint. Maybe you can select different documents from SharePoint or OneDrive, and you can do a comparison of those documents. You can summarize those documents into a single Word document. You can get information from those documents, create presentations based on the information contained in those documents. So that can a variety of things can be done. So because of the limited time we have not covered OneDrive and SharePoint, but it's possible. Yes.
All right. So if we want to take a break for 5-10 minutes, I think it's time. We can take a
Yes.
break and we can reconnect in 10 minutes.
Yes. Sure. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
So, Satsab, I think we can start now. I can't hear you, Satsab. Your mic is muted.
Gigi, okay. Thank you. I'll start. Um, okay. Let me share my screen. All right. So unfortunately, this thing is still going on. It gave us an error message, and then I started it again. But it's gonna continue. So at least I showed you a small presentation on EV that we created this right now. So the same process is going to be followed here, and it's going to create something. But we can't wait for that, so I'm going to stop it, and let's move on to the next write-up that we have, which is, let me save it. No need to save it. Okay. Let me go to my next part is Outlook. So yeah, what do we have in Outlook is Outlook can also be used along with Copilot, and we generally you can summarize a long email threads. Uh, it happens to me all the time that someday I might be busy in meetings all day. And when at the end of the day, I look at my inbox, there may be some correspondence going back and forth between different participants, in which I'm unfortunately on the CC. And whatever is everybody saying, I have to go through what is being said. And if there's anything which I have to do from finance point of view. So I don't have time, like many of us, we don't really prefer to read all those long conversations. So now we have a tool available. Copilot can summarize long email threads into actionable items. I can give a prompt to Copilot and say, give me what action is required from me based on going through this long email thread. So it can quickly give you a crisp and clear action item in bullet form, what needs to be done. Similarly, whenever you are dealing with any customer or a supplier or a regulator or whoever, board and so on, you can create your own draft replies and maybe improve them using Copilot, or you can give a prompt to Copilot and let it draft a complete reply for you. Obviously, giving the context why that reply is necessary and what you want to talk about. Similarly, I have used Copilot to schedule meetings with my team as well. For instance, I want to have a weekly team meeting, uh, let's say every Monday 9:30. So I can create that meeting schedule uh, in Copilot using Outlook. So I'm going to show you some. We have discussed this Excel already. Let me jump back. Yes. Excel live demo we have done, PowerPoint we have done. Now we are going to, okay, where is my, okay, I don't have a slide for Outlook. We will just directly go and jump into Outlook and see. Suppose if I don't go into Outlook, if I stay in my Copilot window and I message Copilot over here, select the toggle work, and I type in, yeah, okay, I've already created something. Create a list of action items based on my emails, which I need to do on Monday. I have used that before already, so it's coming in my history. So let me click on this arrow and see what happens. It is going in my inbox, okay? Since I'm using work, it's going in my inbox, and based on my audit and finance, KPMG requests, tax compliance, FBR notices, webinar follow up. Obviously, we are talking about this, and so on and so on. So I have got some important stuff to take care of on Monday, which is this. And you can see I can also generate this request directly in Excel. Let me go and click on Copilot here, chat. Create a list. Sorry. Okay, I have to just made me realize this file is not saved. And whenever you are working with Copilot, there's one thing which you need to do. First of all, the file has to be saved, and you have to turn on this auto save button here. If this auto save button is not turned on, Copilot won't be able to work with this. So let me use my old file which I was using earlier. This is webinar dataset. Okay, let me create a new tab here, and now over here, home, Copilot, chat. The autosave toggle is on here. The file is already saved. Now we can work with Copilot. I'm going to tell Copilot to create a list of my meetings in the next week, or go through my Outlook and create a list of my meetings in the next week. Right? Let's see what it does. So while we are in Excel, it goes to my Outlook and then reviews my calendar, and then I have to attend the OICCI AGM on 10 to 12. What day it is, I'm not sure. Okay, so different meetings, so on. What I want to do, I can just okay, one thing I left, which is I should have used the app skills instead of chat. What app skills does, app skills actually works inside the Excel file. So now I can type in the same message, create a list of meetings that I have in the coming week. Format these in a table, include the agenda as well. Okay, and let me see what it does. Okay, it's working. Yes, here is the list of meetings. This, and it's creating weekly finance huddle, OICCI agent, Tuesday at 10 a.m. Okay, discuss the aging report, introductory meeting with our new joiner, catch up with my CEO, and so on. Okay, so this is all I have in the coming week as of now. So, okay, include meetings, whatever. I can now copy that information I have here. I can copy that on the table over here. Is there anything else you want to do? So you can copy it, or you can use it directly. If ask a follow-up question, I have got all the list available. I don't need to go into Outlook myself and get this information. I can have it directly inside Excel. Uh, Show tables to import. If I click on this, okay, tables were not there, so we can at least have this information and maybe copy it on Excel. This is one thing. And secondly, I would like to show you how to draft replies. Let's say I have one person which I know send me an email sometime back, and I have to reply to him. This is an email I would like to send reply to. So I will say, summarize and draft a, or maybe click on this email, open it. When I say reply, what Copilot does, it gives me an option to use Copilot with my Outlook. So if I use Alt I, it will ask, what do you want to say to this guy? So this is our colleague, and I would like to say something. I can say, draft a reply and ask, say thanks. Tell him that you will respond by Monday. Uh, and if I click on generate, it's just a tentative wording that I would like to see. And if I say generate, the thread is too long, so we couldn't consider all the conversation history. Doesn't matter. Okay, dear Khalid, thank you for your message. Khalid, okay. Never mind. It used something out of the blue. Thank you for much. I'll appreciate the update and will show the respond by Monday. So, although it has given the correct context, but the recipient is not correct, so we can maybe change it. But this is the idea. You can see we can use, or maybe we can click on regenerate here. Let's see what it does. Okay, when we say regenerate, then we can see it slightly modifies the text. And if you're okay with this, we can work with it. Otherwise, we can discard it or keep it. If we keep it, we can then later send it directly. So this is what generally Outlook is capable of doing with the Copilot. I don't have time to go through in further examples, but you can get an idea that Copilot is can be used within Outlook, can be used outside Outlook, but like in Excel or even in Word, it can go and fetch information from your calendars, from your emails, and maybe get information which is urgent and important, and it can also draft some important emails. So let's say if I would like to close this and close this, maybe new email, and I would like to draft an email. I can draft an email, uh, draft an announcement to my finance team about weekly meeting is being rescheduled from Monday to Tuesday, 9 a.m. That's it. Let's see what it does. Hi team, I hope this message finds you well. I want to inform you that this. I understand this might be slight adjustment for some. Then it has created a good context and it gives me a good thing to start with. I don't have to spend time to think about what to write and what not to write. I can just give it a context and it can draft my emails for me. So, guys, this is all from my side. I think we have covered some basic areas in all the Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, and Outlook. There's a lot to cover, a lot to learn in AI, whether it's Copilot or it's Claude or it's ChatGPT or Nano Banana, whatever you are familiar with and you are comfortable with. But this is certainly an area which has to be explored by finance community, specifically ICAP members and students in particular. So we can't be left behind in this fast space world. I hope you would have learned something today, and I'll be open to any questions if you still have, although we don't have time. Thank you very much from my side.
Mohsen, can you take a few questions if Mohsen?
Sure. I'll just go through some questions. So there's a specific question on AI use or AI's tools to be used in internal audit. I was just looking using AI to answer this question. So there are a lot of tools available. So Saad, if you want to add something to it.
Yes, Mohsen, I'm sure starting with the internal audit plan, I would say, first of all, if I start with the bigger picture, you have an audit committee in the company. An audit company might have given you some tasks, some areas to cover for the year, and you might have a detailed plan for the audit by giving Copilot or ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever you are comfortable with. And it can create specific detailed audit plans for you along with the timelines and all. And obviously you do have to perform the field work yourself. You maybe you are okay with working only electronically, but sometimes you also have to go and look at the source documents. But those source documents may be in a hard form, are available only. Then obviously ChatGPT or Copilot can't be of much help. But obviously once you are done with the field work and you want to compile the report, both ChatGPT, Copilot can help you work with that. Uh, Again, I'm not being given any commission from Microsoft on this, but I find Copilot to very easy to work with because it works across different suites very, very well. So I would propose you start with the Copilot, and then maybe if you are want to specialize in any particular area, then you can branch out to some other AI tool. I'm sure Nano Banana is very famous among some of my IT colleagues, and they are very speak very highly of it. But for the finance community, I think Copilot is good enough.
Perfect. I think we have one last question, and I think it's question and clarification as well for all of us. So its question is that when a participant asks a question that when he's working across Excel and PowerPoint and Word, it can use the same Copilot. It can use same Copilot and use like one Copilot to give prompts to extract data from Excel, PowerPoint, and Word and create one presentation. So this is the question. I don't
There's
know whether I was clear or not.
Yeah, but I think I already
Yeah.
displayed it because this is the beauty of Copilot, because the Microsoft Suite covers all these products. So by staying in Excel, I was able to go to my Outlook and get my urgent emails or whatever my schedules are. So we can do that very easily across platforms. We can work inside Teams and maybe share some important stuff, get the information from a specific file, and right there in Teams, you can send a message to your team member about certain deadlines while getting information from various different sources. So that is possible. That is entirely possible in Copilot.
Thank you very much, Saad. No more questions.
Thank you, Saad, for such an engaging and practical session. I understand that it's not justice neither with you with so much knowledge and with the topic. It's a very vast topic, and thank you. You have shown us AI, that how Copilot can be engaged with very familiar tools, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, uh, not in a complicated way, but in a way that genuinely improves how we work. I would like to thank Overseas Coordination Committee. Without them, this would not be possible. And everyone who joined us today, thank you for taking the time. We hope you find this session useful and you will be able to apply some of these ideas in your day-to-day work. We encourage you to stay connected with Bahrain chapter to join us in our upcoming CPT events and knowledge sharing sessions. Thanks a lot. More to come. Once again, thank you, Saad, and everyone being with you.
Thank you very
Love
much.
you.
It was an honor.
Thank you.
Thank
Assalamu
you.
alaikum. Assalamu alaikum all.